Reading Srimad Bhagavatam, reading Srimad Bhagavatam, 4:29:55. Satvam vichasya mrgase stitamatmanontan Chittam niyacha hridikarna dunim cha chitte Jayanganashramam asatamayukta ghatam Prenehang cha sharanam virama kramena Saha, that very person, Tvam, you, Vichakshya, considering Marga Sheshitam, the activities of the deer, Atmanaha, of the self, Antaha, within, Chitam, consciousness, Niyacha, fixed, Hriday, in the heart, Karnam Dunim, oral reception, Cha, and Chitte, onto the consciousness, Jahi, give up, Angana Ashmam, household life, Asattama, most abominable, Yutha Gatam, full of stories of man and woman. Prinihi, just accept. Hangsha, Sharanam, the shelter of the liberated soul. Virama, become detached. Remena, gradually. My dear king, just try to understand the allegorical position of the deer. Did we read this verse? Huh? Be fully conscious of self and give up the pleasure of hearing about promotion to a heavenly planet by fruitive activity. Give up household life which is full of sex as well as stories about such things, and take shelter of the Supreme Personality of Godhead through the mercy of the liberated soul. In this way, please give up your attraction for material existence. Please respond. My dear king, just try to understand the allegorical position of the deer. Be fully conscious of yourself and give up the pleasure of hearing about promotion to heavenly planets by fruitive activity. Give up household life which is full of sex as well as stories about such things, and take shelter of the Supreme Personality of Godhead through the mercy of the liberated soul. In this way, please give up your attraction for material existence. Purport by His Divine Grace A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada. In one of his songs, Srila Narottam Das Thakur writes, Karma Kanda Jnana Kanda Kevala Vishera Bhanda Amrita Bhaliya Keva Kaya Nana Yoni Sada Pire Kadarya Bhakshana Kare Tare Janma Adhapate Yaya. Fruitive activities and mental speculations are simply cups of poison. Whoever drinks of them, thinking them to be nectar, must struggle very hard, life after life in different types of bodies. Such a person eats all kinds of nonsense and becomes condemned by his activities of so-called sense enjoyment. People are generally enamored of the fruitive results of worldly activity and mental speculation. They generally desire to be promoted to heavenly planets, merge into the existence of Brahman, or keep themselves in the midst of family life enchanted by the pleasures of the tongue and genitals. The great sage Narada clearly instructs King Bharisma not to remain his entire life in the Grahastha ashram. Being in the Grahastha ashram means being under the control of one's wife. Hare Krishna. All glories to the wife. One has to give up all this and put himself in the ashram of the Paramahamsa. That is, put himself under the control of the spiritual master. The Paramahamsa ashram is the ashram of the Supreme Personality of Godhead, under whom the spiritual master has taken shelter. The symptoms of the bona fide spiritual master are stated in the Srimad Bhagavatam 11.3.21. Tasmat gurun prapadyeta jikyasu shraya uttamam sabde parecha nisnantam brahmani upasamamashhrayam. Any person who is seriously desired to achieve real happiness must seek out a bona fide spiritual master and take shelter of him by initiation. I should have quoted this verse last night. Huh? Already I gave too much already. The qualification of a spiritual master is that he must have realized the conclusion of the scriptures by deliberation and argument, and thus be able to convince others of this conclusion. Such great personalities who have taken complete shelter of the Supreme Godhead, leaving aside all material consideration, are to be understood as bona fide spiritual masters. A Paramahamsa is one who has taken shelter of the Parabrahman, the Supreme Personality of Godhead. If one takes shelter of the Paramahamsa spiritual master, gradually through training and instruction, he will become detached from worldly life and ultimately return home back to Godhead. The particular mansion of Angana Ashramam, Asatam Yukta Gatam, is very interesting. The whole world is in the clutches of Maya, being controlled by women. Not only is one controlled by women who is one's wife, but one who is also controlled by so many sex literatures. That is the cause of one being entangled in the material world. Jai Shri Ram. One cannot give up the abominable association through one's own efforts. But if one takes shelter of a bona fide spiritual master who is the Paramahamsa, he will gradually be elevated to the platform of spiritual life. The pleasing words of the Vedas that inspire one to elevate oneself to the heavenly planets or merge into the existence of the Supreme are for the less intelligent, who are described in the Bhagavad Gita as Maya Paharta Jnana. Those whose knowledge is taken away by illusory energy. Real knowledge means understanding the miserable condition of material life. One should take shelter of a bona fide liberated soul, the spiritual master, and gradually elevate himself to the spiritual platform and thus become detached from the material world. Guarding Srila Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur, Hangsha Sharanam refers to the cottage in which saintly person live. Generally, saintly persons live in remote place in the forest or in a humble cottage. However, we should note that the times have changed. It may be beneficial for a saintly person's own interest to go to the forest and live in a cottage, but if one becomes a preacher, especially in the Western countries, he has to invite many classes of men who are accustomed to living in comfortable apartments. Therefore, in this age, a saintly person has to make proper arrangement to receive people and attract them to Krishna, message of Krishna consciousness. Srila Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur perhaps for the first time introduced motor cars and palatial building for the residence of the saintly person just to attract the general public in big cities. The main fact is that one has to associate with saintly person. In this age, people are not going to search out a saint in the forest. So the saints and sages have to come to big cities to make arrangement to receive the people in general who are accustomed to the modern amenities of material life. Gradually, such person will learn that palatial building or comfortable apartment are not at all necessary. The real necessity is to become free from the material bondage in whatever way possible. According to the orders of Srila Rupa Goswami, Anashaktasya Vishayam Yataham Upayunjitaha Nirbandha Krishna Sambandhe Yuktam Vairagyam Yuchyate. When one is not attached to anything but at the same time accepts everything in relation to Krishna, one is rightly situated above possessiveness. One should not be attached to material opulence, but material opulence may be accepted in the Krishna conscious movement to facilitate the propagation of the movement. In other words, material opulence may be accepted as yukta vairagya, that is for renunciation. Om ajnanatimirandasya gnanam jana shalaga chakshodan militam yena tasmai Shri Guruve namaha Shri Chaitanya Manobhishtam Satvitam Yena Bhutale Swayam Rupa Karaman Dadati Swapadandikam Vandeham Shri Guru Shri Yuta Padakamalam Shri Gurum Vaishnavam Cha Shri Rupam Sakajatam Sahagana Raghunatam Vitam Tam Sajivam Shadvitam Shabadutam Parijanam Sahitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Shri Radha Krishna Padam Sahagana Lalita Shri Vishakanvitam Cha He Krishna Karuna Sindhu Dinabandhu Jagatpate Gopisha Gopika Kanta Radha Kanta Namostute Tapta Kanchna Gaurangi Radhe Vrindavaneshwari Shabano Sutta Devi Pranamami Hare Priya Vancha kalpatarubhyascha kripa sindhubheva cha Vaishnavebhyo namo namaha Namaram Vishnu Padaya Krishna Prestaya Bhutale Srimati Bhakti Vedanta Samiti Namine Saraswati Deve Gauravani Pacharine Nirvishesha Sunyavari Paschatya Desadarine Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Shiva Shri Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare. Thank you very much for joining in our programs. Srimad Bhagavatam 429, 55. So, you can see that how Narada Muni is describing further the situation of the deer. We read the last class with the deer. In front of the deer, the tiger is waiting to eat him. At the back of the deer, the hunter is there with arrows. In both ways, the death of the deer is imminent. Yes? So he is giving the, further elaborating the allegorical story, because nobody have got deer and nobody have got hunter. What he is trying to say is that this ashram, householder ashram, is a very difficult ashram. Why is it difficult? Because sense gratification is involved. Sense gratification is involved. So as Krishna says in the Bhagavad Gita, the moment you try to enjoy your senses, then the resolute determination of devotional service does not. Bhogeshwara prashaktanam taya pahata setasham vyavatsyatmika buddhi samadao na vidyate. So when you try to enjoy the senses, the resolute determination of devotional service does not take place. Why? Because sense gratification cannot be all very, what we say, without implication. When you try to enjoy the senses, then you will also be implicated to doing sinful activities also. You understand this? So when you engage in sinful activities, then you fall down. Yes? So therefore it is an ashram whereby, of course, everybody is very much attached to it, you know, because many times you have shown this verse. How can a person who is most affectionate to his family members, the core of his, get his fix, affectionate to his family, the core of his heart been always filled with their pictures, give up their association. Specifically, a wife is always very kind and sympathetic and always pleases her husband in solitary place. Who could give up the association of such a dear and affectionate wife? Small children talk in broken language, very pleasing to hear, and their affectionate father always thinks of their sweet words. How could he give up their association? One's elderly parents and one's sons and daughters are also very dear. Daughter is especially very dear to her father while living at her husband's house. She is always in his mind. Who could give up that association? Aside from this, in household affairs, there are many decorated items of household furniture, and there are also animals and servants. Who could give up such comfort? The attached householder is like a silkworm which weaves a cocoon in which it becomes imprisoned, unable to get out, simply for the satisfaction of two important senses, the genitals and the tongue, who is bound by material condition. How can one escape? So you see how the bonding is very, very intense, you know. A person who goes into the householder ashram, actually Prahlad Maharaj says, is like falling into a dark well, under Kupam. What is that number? 75? 7555, huh? 55. 55.
Not 55, 55.
755.
755.
Oh, 755. So here you see, Prahlad Maharaj is saying, Tat sadhu manye suravarya dehinam sada samudvikna diyam asat grahad hitva atmapatam graham. You see the word there? Graham. Andakupam. Graham means householder like. Anda means what? Blind. Dark. And Kupa means hole. You know, Kupa means Bannam gato yat Darim Ashrita. Can you imagine you talking like this to your father? Huh? See how Prahlad is very bold. How is he speaking? Oh, best of the demons, he called his father. He called his father the best of demons, Asura Varya. Okay? As far as I have learned from my spiritual master, any person who accepts a temporal body and temporary household life is certainly embarrassed by anxiety because of having fallen in a dark well, where there is no water but only suffering. One should give up this position and go to the forest. More clearly, one should go to Vrindavan, where only Krishna consciousness is prevalent, and should take shelter of the Supreme Personality of Godhead. So we have already described why the householder life is very entangling. Yes? Just for the two senses, the tongue and the... Right? And because of this comfort, the person don't want to leave. He is attached. No, I'm all right. Although Griheshu kutta dharmeshu dukkha tantresva atantritah kurvan dukkha pratikaram sukhavan manyate grihi. The attached householder remains in his family life, which is full of diplomacy, politics, and constantly spreading miseries. Restricted in his acts of sense gratification, he acts just to counteract his miseries. And if he can successfully counteract such misery, he thinks that he is happy. Yes or not? No. It's full of diplomacy and politics. When you have diplomacy and politics, that means you have duplicity. Yes? Duplicity is one of the weeds that's growing, correct? What is that weed? Kutinati. You follow? Because that's householder ashram. You have to be friend here, you have to friend there. And if they come to you, pretend you have to be nice. When they leave, you curse them like anything. Prabhu, yes or no? Right? So how if you practice this kind of consciousness, you will become spiritually advanced? Yes or no? Correct? Hey, Shastra cannot be wrong. That's why the ashram is troublesome. Ashram is and spreading, constantly spreading miseries. The ashram is not spreading what? Happiness, is it? Miseries. Correct? Why? Because this ashram is full of envy. Full of what? That's why the terminology, envious householder. You never hear the word, what? A pure householder. Did you hear the word, a pure householder? Is there such a word called pure householder? The envious householder. Why? Because of the qualification. Yes or not? You see? Yeah? So because of this kind of what we say, entanglement, so it breeds these miseries. Right? Correct? Correct? isn't it? That's why it says here also, and it goes here better. Sanskrit, huh? Sukhaya dukha mokshaya kurvete dhampati kriya tato nivritti apraptir dukhasya cha sukhasya cha. That's what it is. Husband and wife, a man and woman plan together to attain happiness and decrease unhappiness, working jointly in many ways, but because their activities are full of desires, these activities are never a source of happiness, and they never diminish distress. On the contrary, they are a cause of great unhappiness. Yes? Yes? Huh? What is it? Huh? What is it? Not true. What? No, Prabhu, home sweet home, Prabhu. This verse is contradictory. You should take this out from the book. Nowadays everybody is taking out what they like, putting in what they like, correct? Huh? You change this verse. Yes? Yes or not? Huh? I mean, one place you can take out. How many verses to take out? In the end, there is no Bhagavatam. You take this one out, take that one out. Everything you take out. Left one thing only. Enjoy life. Is that possible? You can't take out the philosophy. That's not possible, is it not? Huh? Correct? So you can see how the result of this family attachment, why the family attachment you cannot get happiness is because it's full of material desires and it is involved in pleasing each other's senses. It is not there to please the senses of the Lord. Correct? When you try to please the senses, then you get implicated in reaction. Good or bad, reaction is reaction. Bad one you have to suffer, good one you have to go also, you have to go up. When exhausted you have to fall down again. Correct? So, in both ways it is not very intelligent. Okay? And trying to become happy in this way, what we do, there's a verse. When you try to chase happiness, distress is following, correct? 9:42 is it? No, 9:7. Happy 9:7, 6:17? No, 7:9. 7:9:17 is it? So you see here, when you try to chase happiness, distress is coming. O Great One, O Supreme Lord, because of contact with displeasing circumstances and separation from pleasing circumstances, one is placed in a most regrettable position on heavenly or hellish planet, as if burning in a fire of lamentation. It's a very interesting point. Let's read it again. O Supreme Lord, because of contact with displeasing circumstances and separation from pleasing circumstances, one is placed in a most regrettable position. That's the material world. Now, why this is explained? Displeasing circumstances and pleasing circumstances, and separation from pleasing circumstances. This is why envy is there. In other words, a person is envious. An envious person is always regretting his position, is it not? Oh, why I didn't get this? I should have got that. Look at my position. I mean, what kind of crazy? Yes, envy. One is placed in a most regrettable position on heavenly or hellish planet, as if burning in a fire of lamentation. Burning in a fire of, when you are envious, then you are lamenting. Oh, what a stupidity I did, why did I, right? Always, everything, lamenting. Although there are many remedies by which to get out of miserable life, any such remedies in the material world are more miserable than the miseries themselves. Yeah, correct? You can see, there was horse carriage, now we invented the car. Horseless carriage, that was the term for the car. And what happened with this car invention? So many accidents, so many pollution, correct? Yes. I had to build so many highways, still not enough, you still take 10 hours to go, jam, correct? You see? Pollution, and now you cannot even breathe. You say the horse is passing this dung very smelly, we want now the gas of the car. Yes or not? Now all must grow green, all must grow green. So now they have found an electric car. What is going to happen with that one? Only Krishna will know. Yes? Yeah, we are trying to get out of one misery. Yes? Right? And we are trying to get another solution. In fact, it says here, any such remedy in the material world are more miserable than the miseries themselves. Therefore, I think that the only remedy is to engage in your service. Kindly instruct me in such service. This is the intelligent way. To go to, because you try. Yeah. Okay. You can see another verse here. In this human form of life, man and woman unite for sensual pleasure of sex. But actually, we have observed that none of them are happy. And therefore, seeing the contrary result, I have stopped taking part in materialistic activities. Is that the point? Yeah. They're trying to become happy and cannot become happy, they blame on, they won't blame themselves, they blame others. Yes? I think because of this, because of him, because I am not happy. So in this way you create what? Just now we saw dissension, yes? You become diplomatic, correct? So many things happen, and these are all not good qualities. So therefore, this is spoken by this Avaduta, he's lying like a python in this chapter, talking to Prahlad Maharaj. This is the story of this person. And therefore, I am seeing this, I don't want to get involved in this. Okay? So family life is not very conducive for spiritual advancement. Eh? Then there is another place here. We'll go to the next verse. The actual form of life for the living entity is one of spiritual happiness, which is real happiness. This happiness can be achieved only when one stops all materialistic activities. Is that the point? Material sense enjoyment is simply imagination. Therefore, considering this subject matter, I have ceased from all material activities and I am lying down here. Is that the point? We have to understand this. The real happiness is spiritual happiness. Material happiness, no matter how you try, it only brings about miseries. Yes? So, Sri Prabhudas said, accepting the roles of male and female in human society, the conditioned soul unite in sexual relationship. Thus they constantly make material endeavors to eliminate their unhappiness and unlimitedly increase their pleasure. But one should see that they are inevitably achieve exactly the opposite results. In other words, their happiness inevitably vanishes, and as they grow older, their material discomfort increases. Again. So you see how this trying to enjoy the senses is not going to work. You understand? On the contrary, it's creating a lot of social problems. Yes? Because we are trying to make our home here, but this is not our home. Right? What is that verse we read? Original home, 4:28. The swan, two swans speaking. 4:28 what? This original home, where is it? Because we have left our original home, the spiritual world. 28:54. So we are trying to find out the substitute place. My dear friend, both you and I are exactly like two swans. We live together in the same heart, which is like the Manasa lake. Although we have been living together for many thousands of years, we are still far away from our original home. So when we try to leave our original home and try to find happiness in this temporary miserable place, Krishna already said. Krishna said what? This place is what? Miserable and temporary. Our activities will be definitely be baffled until we go back to our original place. Yes? isn't it? Huh? Correct? So therefore, if we try to do this, it is not going to be any lot better. It's not going to work. All material activities will ultimately end in failure. You cannot be successful with material activities. Yes? A purified soul should see that because the conditioned souls who are dedicated to sense gratification have falsely accepted the objects of sense pleasure through all their endeavors are doomed to failure. You cannot succeed, you know. You cannot. You understand? How much you try also, the end result that it is not going to work. It's not going to. So what you should do? Pack up and leave. Bye bye. I'm going. Is it possible? Is it possible? No. You're caught in a bad bargain, correct? But at least you should stop dreaming. You should stop what? You should stop dreaming that it will work. You should start thinking it's not going to work. You understand? That's positive, yes? Correct? So I should think in this way that it's not going to work, but how to make it work? How to make it work? Eh? Tell me. Huh? This is the only way it can make work. This is the only way. And no other way it will make it work. Those who are engaged in auspicious activities, in devotional service, certainly understand that the ultimate enjoyer or beneficiary of all activities is the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Thus, when one acts, he offers the result to the Supreme Personality of Godhead and passes life always engaged in topics of the Lord. Even though such a person may be participating in family life, he is not affected by the results of his action. This is the only way it can work. In other words, you have to bring Krishna as the center of your household life. There is no other way to this. Right? You can blame the woman, that's not proper, right? The woman, householder life means woman control. Woman control means mode of passion. Mode of passion means Krishna says the biggest enemy. You understand? So the best way you can change this is that you must try to bring Krishna inside. This happened also. What is that verse that Kasyapa and Diti were talking? She wanted a son to kill Indra. You know? He wanted a son to kill Indra. Diti is who? Mother of the demon, practically. So, wow, how to do this? How to give a benediction to get a son to kill Indra? Indra is expansion of. Correct? One of the important demigods, correct? So, how to give a benediction to kill? It is not practical. You see, I realize how the woman of the mind of the woman, how? Very vicious. Because she lost who? Hiranyakashipu, she lost Hiranyaksha, you know. All the sons were dead. So she wanted to finish this Indra fellow, finish him. Vengeance in the heart. You understand? So Kasyapa was caught. You got the verse?
Yeah.
Huh?
6:18.
What?
6:18.
6:18? 6:18:46. Huh?
43.
Huh?
43.
43. So you see here, I promise to give a benediction, and this promise cannot be violated. But Indra does not deserve to be killed. In this circumstance, the solution I have is quite suitable. What is the solution he has? It's very interesting, you see. That's why Kasyapa is also one of the Prajapatis. So what is the solution he did? Kasyapa said, Sukadeva Goswami said, Kasyapa Muni, thinking in this way, became somewhat angry. Condemning himself, O Maharaj Parikshit, descendant of Kuru, he spoke to Diti as follows. Kashyapa Muni said, My dear gentle wife, if you follow my instruction regarding this vow for at least 1 year, you will surely get a son who will be able to kill Indra. However, if you deviate from this vow of following the Vaishnava principle, you will get a son who will be favorable to Indra. In other words, he made his wife follow the what? 4 principles, chanting 16, not chanting 16 rounds. You understand? If you can make your wife a devotee, then everything is adjusted. Everything is. That is the purpose of this householder life. This householder life means you have to bring Krishna consciousness inside, and the wife must become a devotee. Understand? He tells her that you see, we will read a little bit, you can see. Yeah, because she is very desperate to get a son to kill Indra, she was, my dear, Diti replied, my dear Brahmana, I must accept your advice, I will follow the vow. Now let me understand what I have to do, what is forbidden, what will not break the vow. Please clearly state all this to me, she wants to know. Because why? She wants to get the permission to kill Indra. See how he tricked her, You understand? Kashyapa said, my dear wife, do follow this vow. Do not be violent or cause harm to anyone. This is in chapter 13, Bhagavad Gita, text 8 to 12. Yes? First thing, ahimsa. Correct? Yes? First principle is what? No violence, ahimsa. Right? And or cause harm to anyone. Right? Do not curse anyone and do not speak lies. Right? You see? Do not cut your nails and hair and do not touch impure things like skulls and bones. Kashyapa Muni, my dear gentle wife, never enter water while bathing, never be angry, and do not even speak or associate with wicked people. That means asat sangatyak, a Vaishnava achar. You cannot go to people who are what? Non-devotees. Never wear clothes that have not been properly washed. This is cleanliness. This is what? Cleanliness. Correct? So in other words, he is telling her, don't associate with non-devotees. Become clean. Yes? And do not put on a garland that has already been worn. Of course, nowadays nobody wear garlands. Of course, we wear garland that is offered to the Lord, and we wear them. Huh? I showed the verses, right? Never eat leftover food. Never eat prasad offered to goddess Kali. See this? This is the place where it says, cannot eat what? Food offered to demigods. Do not eat anything contaminated by flesh of. That means she must become what? Vegetarian. In other words, he is tricking her to follow the four principles. See how he is so expert. Do not eat anything bought or touched by Sudra or anything seen by woman in a menstrual period. Do not drink water by joining your palms, you need your palm like this, They read and they drink. So all these rules are pertaining to Vaishnava principles. Yes, you cannot eat contaminated by flesh or fish. Okay? Yes, and you cannot eat food by offered to the demigods. That means you must take only what? Krishna. You understand? See how? Then he said, after eating, you should not go out to the street without having washed your mouth, hands again. Now they are eating and no washing. Yes? Huh? Really? That's why the virus is coming. Why the virus will not come? Therefore they cover the mouth. Right? They are unclean. You should not go out in the evening with your hair loose. Women, they cannot, open. All cultured women will never do these things, correct? Have you seen? Of course, unless you're Drupadi, you got a vow not to tie your hair until this Tushashan blood is, that's another thing. Nor should you go out unless you're properly decorated with ornaments. You should not leave the house unless you are very grave and sufficiently covered. You see again, all these miniskirts and hot pants and bikinis. Right? See how the whole thing is so. In other words, she should dress properly, correct? Chaste. She should become chaste. You understand? This is science. Proper right in the purport also, miniskirt. You should not lie down. Very important. You should not lie down without having washed both your feet or without being purified. Nor with wet feet, or with your head pointing west or north. Again, you see, they tell us, Prabhupada told us, you don't put your head on the west or the north. Exactly here. Why you cannot put your head on the west and the north? You will lose your spiritual powers. You are practicing your spiritual discipline. If you sleep like this, you will lose your spiritual energy. That's why you must put your head on the south, or you must put your head on the east. You understand? This is science. This is spoken millions of years ago. You should not lie down naked, and another big headache. Or with other women during sunrise or sunset. Why? This is Sandhya. At this time, sunrise or sunset, you cannot sleep. We already gave a big class on this, correct? Mangala Arati. If you are sleeping Mangala Arati, you are going to sleep through. Yes? That's why sunset also you cannot sleep. Why? You will be haunted by Lord Shiva. He sends all his servants Whoever sleeping in this time, they will be haunted by his agents. You understand? You become haunted by what? Ghosts. And not only that, if you sleep on sunrise and sunset, you will lose your health, your wealth, your everything. You will lose what? They say in English also, early to bed, early to rise, make a man healthy, wealthy and wise. Correct? You see how everything is. So in other words, he is trying to make her a devotee. Putting on washed clothing, being always pure, being adorned with turmeric, sandalwood pulp and other auspicious items. Before breakfast, one should worship the cow, the brahmanas, and the goddess of fortune and the supreme personality of Godhead. This is what we are doing our morning program. Yes? What is our morning program? Worshipping the Lord. Correct? Worshipping the devotees. Correct? You say Vancha, Kalpata. What do you do? Right? Of course, we are worshipping Radharani. She is the source of all goddess of fortune. Yes? So, in other words, he is trying to make her a devotee. If you got time, you please read the purport. With flower garlands and sandalwood pulp ornaments and other paraphernalia, a woman following this vow should worship women who have sons and whose husbands are living. The pregnant wife should worship her husband and offer him prayers. She should meditate upon him, thinking that he is situated in a womb. So you see how the woman should take the husband as a representative of God. If you perform this ceremony called Pumsavanam, adhering to the vow with faith that for at least 1 year you will give birth to a son destined to kill Indra. But if there is any discrepancy in this vow, the son will be a friend to Indra. In other words, he already knew that the what? The son will become a devotee. The Maruts, the Maruts. They have become devotees of Indra. So this is how we can change the family situation. If you have a family situation like this, that the wife is a devotee, following all the principles and all that, then there is no need to give up this house. In fact, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu told, you know what is that verse? 7 what? 169 is it? Yare deka tare kaha Krishna Upadesh? 7:1-8. So this Brahman, he wanted to go with Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. He said, no, I don't want to stay at home, He said, look, I want to get out of this house, it's too much for me. He said like that to Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Naturally, if you see God, you definitely want to go, right? Yes or not? Right? The Brahmana begged Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, my dear Lord, kindly show me favor. Let me go with you. I can no longer tolerate the waves of misery caused by materialistic life. You see this? He is saying like this. Right? Intelligent. No, I want to come out, please. But Chaitanya Mahaprabhu said, no, you cannot. You cannot come out. He said like this. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu replied, don't speak like that again. Don't speak like that. Better to remain at home and chant the holy name of Krishna always. Okay? Why he is saying like this? Narada Muni is giving big class to get out, and Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is speaking, you stay at home. It's a very contradictory instruction. One say get out, one say stay. Yes? Why? Because Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is asking you to stay back for some reason. What is the reason? It is explained here. Not that you stay at home and chant Hare Krishna always and eat and sleep. What? Eat and sleep. Right? You know what happens if you do that? You know what happens if you do that? think we have not shown this verse at all. Man becomes strong and stout by eating sufficient grains. I showed you, right? But the devotee who simply eats ordinary grain but does not taste the transcendental pastime of the Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu and Krishna gradually become weak and fall down from the transcendental position. That is point here. If you simply eat and sleep, correct? Yeah, devotee offering, yeah, offering is there. We are not saying no. Right? Why you will fall down? However, if one drinks but a drop of the nectar of Krishna's pastime, his body and mind begin to bloom and he begin to laugh, sing and dance. In other words, if he is not going to become, as Prabhupada said here in the purport, all the devotees connected with the Krishna conscious movement must read all the books that have been translated. The Chaitanya Charitamrita, Srimad Bhagavatam, Bhagavad Gita and others. Otherwise, after some time, they will simply eat, sleep and fall down from their position. Yes? Yes? Thus, they will miss the opportunity to attain an eternal blissful life of transcendental pleasure. So here, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is saying, you stay at home and chant Hare Krishna. Correct? So here it is stated that you still must what? Yeah. Otherwise, if you don't hear, you will not get the strength. If you don't hear this Krishna consciousness, you will hear what? The ear what? Cannot be closed. Can you close your ears? Not possible. So what you will hear? Shrotra Vidini Rajendra. What is that? This is what you will hear. 1, what? 2, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2. This is what you will hear. This is what will happen. This is what will happen. You will hear this thing. What happening? Wrong verse. So this is what is going on. This is what you will hear. Because this thing gives very good, very immediate pleasure when you hear all this other thing, pleasure. Shrotra Vidini Rajendra Nirnam Shanti Sahashaha Apasyantam Atma Tattvam Grahasu Grahamedinam. This is what it is. What is this? Grahasu Grahamedinam. What they will hear? It says here very nicely. Those persons who are materially engrossed, been blind to the knowledge of ultimate truth, have many subject matters for hearing in human society. O Emperor, what is this news? The whole subject, man, woman, all kind of nonsense articles, this thing, that thing, correct? So many things, politics, sociology, your class after class, how to make your life successful. Correct? You go to the YouTube, class after class, Prabhu. Non-ending news, how to become happy. And we read, he is going to fail. Yes? So you see how a person who is not hearing about Krishna, he will hear about this Maya and he will fall down. He will. That's why Chaitanya Mahaprabhu said, you have to hear. And then what he says? And then he said this. He said, you stay at home and chant Hare Krishna. But he said this important point. Yare dekha tare kaha Krishna upadesh. Amara jnana guruhana taraye desh. This is the important instruction he is given. In other words, you stay at home, chant Hare Krishna, but you preach. You what? Preach. Whoever you meet, you teach him about Krishna. On this condition, you can stay at home. On this condition, you can stay. If you become what? Preacher. If you become preacher. Right? Then he said again, you see, instruct everyone to follow the order of Lord Sri Krishna as given in the Bhagavad Gita and Srimad Bhagavatam. In this way, become a spiritual master and try to liberate everyone in this land. So, according to the previous verse, if you don't hear the Bhagavatam and the then how you can speak about, how you will speak? Can you speak? If you don't know, can you speak? It is not possible. It is not possible. Understand? Are you following? Yeah. Yes. So we have to read, we have to hear, and then we will convince others. Correct? This is the mission. That's why then he said, very important point. If we want to stay in the house and then we want to live happily, this is the formula. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu further advised the Brahmana Kurma, if you follow this instruction, your materialistic life at home will not obstruct your spiritual advance. Period. Prabhu. This is the Chaitanya Mahaprabhu came what year? 500 years ago. Narada Muni spoke what year? Millions of years ago. Yes? So this is the method. If you want to stay at home and if you want to actually be not implicated, then this is the formula. But if you don't want to do this, you simply stay as a devotee eating, sleeping, then fall down will be inevitable. Fall down will be inevitable. Correct? If you follow this instruction, your materialistic life at home will not obstruct your spiritual advance. Indeed, if you follow this regulative principle, we will again meet here or other. You will never lose my company. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu saying this. If you preach, then Krishna will always be with you. Krishna will always be with you. Krishna also said in the Bhagavad Gita, anyone who preaches this message is very dear to me. Yes? Yes or no? No. What verse is that? 18, 68 and 69. Bhagavad Gita 18, 68 and 69. Anyone who preaches this, and there is no one more dear than him. Yes? Correct? If you keep your mouth shut, if you don't, of course you open your mouth only for eating, then you are going to get into big trouble. Because you will be leaving your, although you close your mouth, you will leave your ears open. Yes? And if you leave ears open, what will come inside? What will come inside? What? Maya. And if you keep hearing Maya in, out, day, night, this, that, what will happen? It will go into your heart. When it goes into your heart, what will happen? That's it. What is the disease of the heart? What is the disease of the heart? Nothing. Heart attack. What is the disease of, what is the vikrindatam? Come on, what is the verse? Take out. 10, Vikriditam Vadubir. Yeah. Hrit Rogam, disease of the heart. What is that? 10? 10:33, 39. Huh? See how everything is connected. You think this thing, Bhagavatam is wasting time book. Come on. Huh? This is very important words. Vikreditam vrajavadu biridam cha Vishnu sda anvito anushunyat yata varnayadyaha bhaktim param bhagavati pratilapya kamam. You see the word kamam? Hrit rogam, disease of the asva apnohoti achirena dhiraha. Very important verse. Very important. If you don't, then the kama, the disease of the heart will grow. It will grow. And when this kama and krodha comes in, then fall down is inevitable. Bewilderment, and then what? Patitam. Patitam means what? Ada. Finish. Okay. How this is so scientifically explained here. What's the time? Oh, I'm going out of time. Huh? Anyone who faithfully hears or describes the Lord's playful affairs with the young gopis of Vrindavan will attain the Lord's pure devotional service. Thus he will quickly become sober and conquer at last the disease of the heart. So if you cannot close the ears, correct? If you open the ears, not of the to hear the playful activities of the Lord with the, but you hearing the playful activities of who? Huh? Who? Shah Rukh Khan and who? Who? What? Katrina Kaif. Is that the what? If you go into this kind of a nonsense, this will go into the heart and your heart will become polluted. Finish. Yes? No? Huh? So you see how dangerous it is. So Chaitanya Mahaprabhu has given the formula. If you want to make your house a happy zone, then you must follow this formula. What is that formula? You must hear. You must what? Hear regularly Krishna Katha. You must hear what? Krishna Katha. What is that? Krishna Katha. Vasudeve Katha Ruchi. What is that word? Vasudeve Katha Ruchi. Huh? What is that? You have to hear of the Lord. When you hear this and serve the devotees, two things. You have to do two things. In order to get strength, you must serve the devotees who are pure-hearted, who are free from vices, and you serve them and you hear, then your attraction for hearing for the Lord will fructify. Yes, this is a formula. What is the verse? 1 to 16. Huh? Going on, I'm going to stop here. See, this is a very important verse. See that Shrushruyo Sritadanasya Vasudeve Katha Ruchi Syan Mahat Sevaya Vipraha Punya Tirtha Nisevanan. The same point, this what's his name? Narada Muni also said to the king, correct? You give up this household thing and you engage in the service of the devotees. Yes? Today's words, correct? You engage in the service of devotees. See? Or twice born sages, by serving those devotees who are completely free from all vice, great service is done, and by such service one gains an affinity for hearing the message of Vasudeva. So when you get attracted to hearing about Krishna, then you will naturally preach. So when you preach, then Krishna become pleased. And when Krishna become pleased, then Maya will not touch you. Finish. This is the formula. How to stay at home. In that way you can stay for hundreds and millions of years in the house, no problem. But if you don't do this, then it's going to be bad news. It's going to be? Yes? Any questions or comments on this point? Anybody has a question in the net or something? Nobody? It's okay, so nobody is going. Thank you very much. Grantaraj Srimad Bhagavatam ki jai, Srila Prabhupada.